Hey guys, what's up? My name's Frank, and if you're new here, this is a monthly series I do at the beginning of every month talking about my previous month on Twitch and YouTube, going over my analytics like how many viewers I got, how much money I made, and what I learned that last month on my journey to become a big Twitch streamer and YouTuber. So sit back and relax, guys, and let's talk about my 23rd month as a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber. So first up, jumping right into it, as you guys can see, my stats this month are a little up compared to where they were last month. But overall, I'm still much smaller than I used to be. This month, I averaged around 16 viewers, I got around 13,000 followers, but keep in mind that was because of a follower bot, so really I got around 100 to 150. I maxed around 90 viewers and got around 30 subscribers with just under $100 in revenue. And overall, like I said, we're doing slightly better than we have. But the weirdest part is my stream seems to be very up and down right now. As you guys can see, on March 14th, I averaged almost 30 viewers, a great stream for me by any standard. And then the following stream, we averaged 17. At one point in the month, I averaged 8 viewers. And the weirdest part throughout all of this is it's felt like I've been doing the same thing. I've been going through a little bit of a rut now for almost half a year, and I haven't really been able to dig myself out of it. And one of the hardest reasons is because it feels like no matter what I do, the viewership doesn't actually accumulate based on what's happening. So for instance, on some days of this month, I would average 14 or 15 viewers, and then I would jump to 28. And I was doing the same thing every day. This month I tried to focus on just making good content, playing some Valorant, and then doing just chatting, talking about things I was interested in. And some days that resulted in a massive increase in viewership, and on other days it literally felt like no one was there, where I would average around 4 to 2 viewers for a large majority of the stream. And it almost makes no sense, which is the hardest part. And I'm sure there's a lot of other streamers or YouTubers that have felt like this at certain points. It really does feel like the system's against me. And I know it's not. It's something that you do to protect your own ego and sanity. But truly, it does just feel like some days I come in and no matter what I do, my viewer count's gonna sit at 2 for a long time. And other days, literally the next day or the same day the next week, I'll be at 30, 40 average viewers right when my Twitch stream starts, and there's tons of people talking. And to me, the variation is just really, really weird. I actually don't understand how it's so variable. And I'm still trying to figure out reasons that might be and things I can do to improve. But overall, it's just tough. And it's also has, as in past months as well, affected my mental health a little bit. I've had a couple of streams once again where I've just felt really bad towards the end because my viewer count was literally sitting at 2 people for an hour or 2, and that's lower than it's ever been in my entire Twitch career. When I first started streaming my first week ever, I literally was at like 7 viewers in no time. And the fact that I have 2 now at certain points when we're talking about interesting shit and playing fun games, that before I was doing the exact same thing, getting 40, it's a tough thing to go through, and it's tough to have the mental fortitude and toughness to keep pushing through that. But I'm slowly still getting better. As I've gone through this whole downturn, the one good thing is that I've experienced so much of an increase in mental toughness as I've started, 1, not to care as much because you have to, and 2, just becoming more callous to it and just accepting the fact that I should just put my head down and work hard. A good example of that actually is also looking at my Twitch tracker stats. Like I said, the first month I really started streaming 7 average viewers, right? And I kept rocketing up. We've talked about this before. I had a little bit of a downturn, and then we rocketed back up again. But now for over 6 months now, I've slowly but surely been falling every single month. And last month was the first time where I actually increased slightly, but overall I had some of my smallest streams as well. It was super variable. And as you guys can see at the start of next month, we're starting out a little slow, but we'll see where that goes for next month's video. But overall, this is a very hard, I guess, sort of growth to go through mentally. A lot of the times I'll see other streamers that simply don't really grow at all for the longest time ever, and they finally explode, or they never really grow at all. But it's not very common that you have these periods of extreme growth followed by extreme degrowth. And it's very taxing. It's hard. And like I said, I've had a couple streams this month. I've been trying to stream more, as you can see on the pink graph here. But I've had a couple where towards the end, I'm losing motivation. I'm losing my passion. And you know, I've always loved talking about games, making YouTube videos and streaming. And I never won't. It's a big passion of mine. It's something I truly love. But at the end of the day, as a human being, what you don't hear about a lot from people working hard and things like that is one of the hardest things is that if you're a normal functioning human being, you're going to lose motivation when you fail and fail and fail and fail. It's the reason a lot of kids don't get into math or into certain subjects. It's because those things are hard, and if you consistently aren't doing well on tests or you're failing in a certain aspect of life in general, it's going to be hard to have that mental fortitude to keep on going, because as an animal, as a human, you're naturally going to want to give up because your body's telling you this isn't the path. But like I said, I do really enjoy this stuff, and even though it has been super hard recently, if you guys can tell, I've gotten much better at dealing with those sort of mental strains and physical strains of just having to keep going even when your trajectory is downward for so long and so drastically. Another aspect where we can kind of see this as well is the YouTube channel. So this last month I posted about 8 videos, which was a good amount for me. It's on the higher side compared to usual. And as you guys can see though, in March, so my 23rd month, I only got around 2.5 almost views on YouTube, around 161 watch hours, and around 17 subscribers. And compared to a lot of my older months where I would get hundreds of subscribers and tens of thousands of video views, I once again I'm not sure why. I've been changing up my content a little bit recently. I've been going more into video game reviews and introspective topics and discussions as opposed to, say, stream highlights or things like that. And I think that's probably the main reason that, you know, my YouTube channel has changed a little bit. As you guys can see, my biggest videos consistently continue to be the System Shock video, the Black Mirror video, and the How Much I Made a New Twitch Streamer Makes video. It's funny, this is one of the first videos I ever made, and it's still the best performing one. And I go back and watch it, and it's so much worse than what I make today. It just in every aspect. I actually remade this video just to test the YouTube algorithm later, and I remade every single part of it, but with a better camera, with funnier jokes, and I guess better graphics as well, because there were a few things I messed up on the original video, but it just doesn't matter. The old video just continues to absolutely do much better than everything else, and it's interesting to me. Once again, I'm not sure why. I think it is a very interesting subject, and I think it is a good thumbnail as well, which is probably the main reason that it did so well. But overall, many of the same videos are doing well. I did have some videos this past month that did well as well. You should start running Twitch ads right now. Did very well. I think it was a good thumbnail. Xbox is the future. My Xbox videos tend to do very well, probably because it's a very divisive subject. And overall, the YouTube channel is doing fine, but nothing that is a roaring success either. And even on the YouTube side, it's felt like I've stagnated a little bit. And that's really the gist of this past month. Well, it is the first month where I did kind of come back and do a little bit better than I had the previous month on this downtrend I've been on. It doesn't really feel that way. You know, like I said, coming onto stream and having those streams where there's barely anyone there and there is seemingly no reason why, or having those YouTube videos where I put hours and hours of work into, now 2 years into this, and I still get no views. It's hard. It's very hard. It's tough. It's mentally straining. And it's really demotivates you. It's so hard for me nowadays to click that go live button because I'm scared that I won't succeed, and I'm scared that, you know, 10 people will be there and I'll make a funny joke and everyone will leave and I'll wonder why, you know, they hate me, or I'll make a YouTube video and no one will respond and no one will comment, and it's hard. But at the end of the day, that's what the journey's about. You know, becoming an entrepreneur, which is really what Twitch and YouTube are, is fucking hard. And there's going to be moments where you're just hitting your head against the wall nonstop, and it feels like the whole world's against you. It feels like there's nothing you can do. And the only thing that's going to separate people that can become successful one day and can't is if you're going to keep going and you're going to have the fortitude to just keep trying and getting better and focusing on ways to improve until you're actually there. And I do have to say that I at least am handling it much better now. When I first was going through this downturn, it was so mentally straining on me, and I still have moments like that, but now I laugh it off more. I find it kind of funny, and I just focus on the content. And at the end of the day, throughout this whole period in my content creation career, I've had to ask myself, like, do I really want to do this? Is this really something I want to put my time into? And even through all the hard times and all the mental strain, it's something I'm very passionate about. There's a reason I started a YouTube channel about video games. I stream on Twitch and talk about video games. You know, it's not something I necessarily ever want to go full time on. Maybe if I was one of the top people, but even then. But doing it on the side, it's a passion of mine. I've loved video games since I grew up, and I love having the opportunity to talk about them and make interesting videos that I like watching as well, and having discussions with you guys in the comment section or live on my stream. And that's really does make me happy as something I do on the side as a side hustle. And I have to say, no matter how hard it gets, I've at least kind of come into my own and realized what makes me happy. And that's why I'm starting to make more of those video game review type videos, discussion type videos, because at the end of the day, I've worked so hard at this for so long, and I've failed so hard, to be completely honest, that the best thing for me to do is just do what I've always wanted to do. Those things I'm passionate about, talking about things on stream that maybe won't get me as many viewers, but it'll make me happy. Making YouTube videos that, you know, maybe will take me 40 hours to edit and think and write and just go through the whole process, but maybe only gets 10 views. But at least it will have been videos or streams that I enjoy. Things that I would have made when I first started streaming, when no one was watching me, when I had zero audience, or YouTube videos when literally didn't even have my first subscriber. These are the types of things I would have been making, and hopefully other people can see that passion in the things I do in the future, and maybe that will help us grow, and maybe it won't. Maybe our time still has a little bit of a downturn before we finally start rocketing up again. But thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. And sorry for feeling down sometimes, you know, maybe in the streams or in the YouTube videos. It's, you know, I'm a human, and it's hard, man. You know, when you've been working, like I said, working this hard for this long, failure, it's not an option, man. As a human being, you just don't feel like going any longer. And I just have to say thank you for anyone that does support me and is there and is just, you know, commenting on my YouTube videos or watching my streams and talking in chat, because you do make it all worth it. And I really do appreciate it. And as always, guys, make sure to, you know, leave a little like or subscribe if you want to follow me along on my Twitch journey and my YouTube journey and see all my analytics every month. That way you can kind of see the perspective of someone else either doing what you're trying to do or just doing something you're interested in. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all next month.